You know, it's nice that Beats have like that breakaway arm, so you don't, break it. But sometimes it's very inconvenient. You know, you try to grab them and it just you think you break it for a second.
No, I mean they're not bad. I've had them for a long time. These are the ones I've had for years, so I don't mind them.
Yeah, they look like it. To be honest, you think it's time for
They are pretty beat up. I will not lie.
it's time for a new set soon.
Don't be hating, man.
Be getting little red flakes all over the place.
At this point, not much because they're pretty much all gone.
It's true. Does it feel more comfortable on your ears now or less?
Probably a little less.
See, because I feel like
I don't know. I haven't had brand new headphones on my head for a long time, so
the way these were made, it kind of feels like they threw it back to like the studio kind of. You know what I mean? Like the those studio Sonys, like that had the small like little.
Well, I don't like them to sit. I like them to sit around the ear as much as possible. That's why I like these studio ones, because the old Sonys that we used to have, they used to sit on top of the ear, and they would just literally just kind of like push your ear into your head. It would get sore.
So you want your ear to kind of be like, just completely encapsulated by the headphone. Is that your preference?
Yeah, preferably that would be the way it would go. Just because I feel like it's a little bit more comfortable.
Okay. If it just felt like that's interesting, you know. People have different preferences with headphones, and just it's always interesting to kind of figure out why. Like people like the ones that are just jabbed in your ear like an AirPod or whatever, and the ones that go around your ear, like
There are a lot of different headphones, and thank goodness, because there used to be a lot of really dumb designs. Like they had what was essentially earbuds. Remember the plastic one that would like just literally it was like an elbow and went directly into your ears,
and then like sat behind your head, kind of like against your neck.
It just went. It was like you would have it on top.
Mm-hmm.
It would come from like right off the crown of your head, and then it would go. They were like hard plastic though, so like they weren't comfortable, and they were really probably too big, so they didn't fit in your ear too well. They did have the ones that went around like the Sony joints that kind of like were soft.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of those either.
Yeah, honestly, I was always like, I liked the studio headphones.
Yeah.
Even the first Apple iterations were pretty bad. Actually, they sucked.
The Apple ones have sucked for a long time.
The
ones they used to provide with the phone, where the wires came in and they were like.
Oh, the ones because that's
terrible.
the ones that they still provide with the phone, right?
No, they don't provide shit with the phone anymore.
When I got my phone, you don't get anything.
When I got my phone, all they gave me was a fucking charger. It's it, and it didn't even have to block. It just was a wire.
They just gave you a wire.
A wire and a phone. That was all that was in the box.
So what is it? The USB?
I said, bitch, these things cost $1,200. I mean, given I didn't pay that because I had trade in, but like,
they should definitely be giving you a lot more. $1,200.
You can't give me a $10 block.
Should give you an hour of tutoring just so you can feel good about yourself.
Yeah, like let me choose a subject.
You ever look at your phone like, man, I don't utilize a lot of what this thing can do.
Yeah, but I don't want to utilize it more because I feel like then I'll spend more time on it.
Oh man, those days where you're like, man, I've been on my phone all fucking day. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, is that the equivalent to like having to sit down all day long and watch TV? Is it worse than that for your eyes?
I do believe it's worse than that because it's like right at your face. You're using your thumbs and shit. Like, so you're using your thumbs on the remote. I guess that's true. But I don't know. Something about sitting there scrolling through something that's just in your palm, just like mindlessly.
I feel like the people, all these little pharmaceutical companies, they should be focusing a lot more on making like an arthritis medication and charging a fuck ton of money from that because these motherfuckers are going to have big business.
Oh, we're all fucked. This whole generation.
We are all going to have arthritis. And on that note, welcome to the Kiona and Kasson podcast. I am your host, Adam, here with my brother, Osama. I took over again because Dave said that he didn't like it when Sam did it. So.
Nobody give a fuck.
This is episode number 105. We are glad to have you all back with us. If you have not done so yet, of course, please hit the subscribe button. Tell your friends, let them do the same. Hit all the social platforms and follow us. You know, maybe if we had people who watch the show follow us, that we would post there more, you know. We post a little bit. It's just not enough.
On the,
I know that.
Like on the Instagram?
Yeah, like Instagram. I mean, there's a Twitter for it. There's a Facebook for it. There's
I think we should definitely be more active on the Instagram. That's what I've been trying to think about. Actually, on the way here, I was thinking about that.
Yeah, I mean, all of them should be utilized better.
all them things.
There's tools that are at our disposal. The problem is, I think, like when you try to engage the people who you actually know personally on those sites, and there's not so much interaction. Obviously, there's a good amount of you who do, but like not everybody. And you're like, oh, should I have 800 fucking people on Facebook? Why do I have 100 subscribers for 3 years?
It's a little nuts, but all these algorithms are a little different. So you're not gonna it's not gonna like necessarily.
Still think YouTube's
translate.
fucking with us.
Huh?
I still think YouTube's fucking
I
with
do
us.
think
I put an
YouTube's got
inquiry
some-
and they ain't say nothing.
I feel like YouTube's got some shit going on towards us, but hey, I'm not gonna. We'll make it without you.
Maybe they know
Maybe
about the
not,
Arab
because
background. Maybe they know about the Arab background and their.
Fuck that got to do with anything.
I mean,
Racists.
Yeah, a lot of America doesn't like Middle Eastern. That's all.
It's pretty true. It's pretty true.
Yeah.
It's pretty true. Anyway,
One thing America will do though, we'll shun your entire nationality and everything. We will gladly accept all your food if it's delicious.
they will. All the food here is delicious. Chicago. Did we say the episode number 105?
I did that.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Professional, and skipping no beats like that.
Oh man.
Before we get too forward into it, and I want to make sure I have the name right. I'm pretty positive. I like to get the RIPs out of the way early, and unfortunately, there is one. However, I don't think it was surrounded. The circumstances around it were as terrible as a lot of the ones that we've had to report, unfortunately. But local legend, Blackhawks legend, Tony Esposito. He was the goalie for. I don't know which year, but he was 78.
Yeah, well,
so it was a while
people
ago.
who know hockey know who he is. And,
Yeah, for sure. So rest in peace.
Not that we're like the utmost. What do they call it? The
Connoisseur.
the utmost expert in the world. You know what I mean? Like the foremost expert in the world in this shit. But
We don't know a whole lot about hockey.
we know a little bit about a little bit.
We know like that. We had a run here. We had a bit of a dynasty. For those who are unaware, the Blackhawks ran shit for quite some time. So we know a lot about like that team, but like,
Well, hockey wasn't really big like in the late '90s. Like they went on strikes. Hockey almost didn't come back.
oh yeah, remember that.
Hockey was on its like it seemed like it was on its last legs.
And thankfully it wasn't because we were able to add another 3 titles to
Right.
Chicago.
It's funny,
Bulls.
like you're just like, yeah, we from Chicago, so we got some sort of titles. I'll take it.
I mean, we got a lot of titles in Chicago.
Hockey's
Some
a
of
fun
them are just
sport
a
to
little
watch.
outdated.
Though. Hockey's a fun sport to watch.
It is.
It's like continuous action. It's almost like basketball in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, the stamina got to be great there because you're constantly just like,
Oh, you're just gliding
Gutting down
along. You have to have crazy leg strength, all that shit.
yeah. And I don't understand too much about the rules about hockey, so like, all I know is I respect to the people who play it because any sport in that type of like where you're just gunning back and forth for a goal is not easy. Regardless.
And it's like actually the hockey rink isn't that really. It's if you think about it, not that large.
it's not.
You're like for the speed that you can gain, going, and towards your goal or towards their goal. I mean, honestly, it's pretty fucking short.
A lot of torque in those guys, And
I mean, think about it because you're like, by the time you've reached, like, I don't know, just a little past center ice, you probably have to start slowing down.
and I could be wrong, but I think they actually are a lot of the shorter athletes, right? Like hockey, you don't have to be like a 6'7" giant to be successful.
You just gotta be tough.
Yeah, pretty much. Have you ever watched any of those like time lapse videos when they turn the United Center from the basketball court into
that's a pretty cool thing that they do. It seems pretty fucking difficult.
It's crazy that the ice is underneath the floorboards the entire time.
Isn't it? I'd be thinking about it, like how that because I don't know. We've been in the United Center. We've been pretty low. Do you remember it being particularly cold?
Been on the floor.
Yeah, but do you remember it being particularly cold while we're there?
It's always a little bit frigid in the United Center.
Frigid?
A little frigid.
That's the word you're deciding to use here?
Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
All right, we'll take frigid then.
But that's how I feel when I'm there. I'm like, ooh, that's a bit frigid,
Okay then. I've you learn something new everything. Adam's a frigid type of guy. Frigid
Listen,
here,
man,
frigid there.
I like to use
Frigidaire, like the appliance brand.
Yeah, I think T.I. did like a play on that once. If I'm not mistaken.
I don't even know if this is the lyric, but it probably went like this. I'm T.I. I don't care. Shit, I'm Frigidaire, cold as ice. I'm not even nice, and then they'll say some like really scholarly word, like you just said, frigid. Like
It's
frigid
not even
is
scholarly.
frigid is a
but
pretty
also
frigid is a word that you would look up in what is the fucking not the dictionary, but the thesaurus, right? Thesaurus?
the thesaurus.
Thesaurus. I was trying to get it out. Anyway, thesaurus.
I thought of the line, so I can tell you that was completely off and wrong.
Well,
It
that
doesn't-
was
it
what I
didn't
would-
sound like anything Ti would ever
It
say.
would
to be
say,
honest
but
with
I
you.
didn't. Yes, it would. If you put, I'm not gonna even attempt to go out of it my way to make a fucking southern accent right now. Not doing it.
He said,
But if
"How
you
does a
add
bitch in here
T.I.'s
still
concert-
cool as a
mean-
Frigidaire?"
It's not off.
I mean,
It's in the same. You listen. I put T.I.'s accent on there. You'd be like, yeah, that T.I. said that, or you wouldn't know. I'd be like, remember that line, and I say it, and T.I. You'd be like, damn, he
I
did
don't
say
know
that,
what you're
didn't
talking
he?
about at all.
Yeah, we'd agree. Also, frigid is a word that you would get out of a thesaurus. You'd be like, what's another word for cold? Or what's another word for cold? Frigid, man.
Brisk, cool.
Brisk is an iced tea.
It's a
Firstly,
delicious iced tea.
it's a delicious iced tea.
Which, by the way, for a long time I had a hard time finding them in the store. I couldn't find a 12-pack. They don't have them at Target. That's
Every
usually
time I see it, it's like, that's brisk, baby. Remember, you used to crack it open and shit.
a lot of those old pop commercials and like things that come out of cans are hilarious.
They
had,
are, man. Came out of cans.
What's the they had the 7-Up yours?
Tuna, green beans.
No.
I mean, come out of cans.
Well, I mean like drinks that come out of cans.
I used to remember that green giant.
Boom, ba-dum, boom, 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 boom. I always confuse that one with Ricola and with a Red Robin.
Ricola.
And with the Red Robin commercial. I feel like they
Well,
all...
how does the Red Robin go?
Red Robin.
Boom.
Yum.
Boom. It's yum, right?
You see what I'm saying? They're all very similar sounding. And
The same guy got over on all those fucking things.
that guy was like, hey,
We
I got
need you
this
to
one.
make a slogan for us. We heard you're really good at
I wonder
this.
if they all came out at the same date so they can avoid like any legal drama. He's like, listen, you got to put this out August 14th.
Same time, same place. Same time. I don't know you.
If it's later than this, you can't use it anymore. Sorry.
Listen, I think that guy was probably not too talented, but he the cadence, that bum bum bum. He's like, all right, I'll just add this like Little Caesars, pizza, like pizza.
You can pretty much advertise anything in that cadence.
Marathon gas station, get gas.
Is that their motto?
No, but I mean it could be.
Well,
It seems like
I feel like if you take an existing one,
if you were to hire this gentleman that we're speaking of, or team, or company, I don't know who did this. Like, if they all came up with this independently with their own
Arby's, we
minds,
have the meats.
like if they didn't use a third party, that's another thing. Of course, that Arby would use that. We have
For
the
sandwiches.
meat.
I thought it was
We
hilarious
got
when they
the
added that.
meats. Wait, what's the song that's? We got the meat. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, but I thought that was
So
like
did
for
they
like some
steal it
summer fun commercial.
Right. So did Arby's steal it? Like, it's quite interesting to think about some of this shit. Like,
They all steal from each other.
so for instance, car brands.
No idea is original.
Do you remember car brands didn't used to slander other car brands in their commercials? Like, if they were talking about another car brand, like let's say they were driving down some road in a city that they shut down, and they had an Infiniti.
They were never like, oh, they couldn't do this, but look at us.
Right. It would be like Infiniti was like the commercial, right? And they were driving along like some other brand. Let's say it was probably gonna be, I don't know, Acura, right? But they'd just take the Acura, they'd remove all of the emblems, and they'd fucking literally just drive next to it, and they'd say other brands. Obviously, that's a fucking Acura. We know what Acura looks like.
But all of the advertisements do that now. They're all spicy like that.
Yeah, no, now they are. Now they're just
Fast foods are like that. They're like, we have more than just lettuce.
fucking, like, the fact that like Twitter accounts be like literally like making fun of each other makes me laugh.
Yeah, that's just funny. I think a lot of them are fake because, sometimes they get a little bit extra spicy, and I don't think they're able to do that.
They do get a little saucy with what they're doing.
Yeah.
Hey man, what's this all about? Like,
a lot of,
I
like,
I thought we were cool. What the fuck?
There's they always take shots at Subway because that's the lettuce thing, right? Like they have lettuce.
And they don't even have real tuna at Subway. Like, this is. I hope this is.
But Charles Barkley said that they did.
They paid him. Listen,
And then he said that you didn't even have herpes, and I said that you did.
honestly, I hope this is a new development. I think that if they've always used fake tuna,
You ate a lot of tuna from there.
I ate a lot of tuna from Subway. It fucked me over twice.
But to be fair, I bet you the turkey's not real either, and I ate a lot of turkey from there. So thank God Potbellies
it's
came along.
easier to hide fake tuna than fake turkey.
But is it though?
Yeah, I
Think
so.
about all the things they make that are not real. Like
All right, if you're gonna
actual
go
things.
first,
It's pretty gross.
I think turkey's probably a little bit more accessible, right? We could probably find a turkey if we drove far enough from here, right?
We're talking about like there's a tuna shortage. There's
Gotta
plenty
be.
of tuna.
I mean, I don't know. You gotta.
You know how much Star-kissed tuna exists?
You gotta get tuna from the ocean, right? Turkeys grow everywhere.
That makes me feel like the tuna that comes out of a can is not real.
Shh.
Maybe tuna
Please don't
is just
say-
made up.
No. Tuna's a real thing.
Tuna's not even a thing.
It's not the greatest tuna you can eat, but I eat it because I don't got the money to be just sitting there fucking ordering pounds of fucking fresh tuna to have a sandwich.
I don't know, man, but I don't eat it anymore anyway. I'm not a fan of it. Like somewhere along the line, I lost the desire to eat any of that.
No, I eat tuna a lot actually. That thing makes me think about like extreme fishing, like these guys that be on these boats, like catching marlins that are the size of you and I combined. Mm-hmm. What the fuck? How do you even get good at that?
I don't know. Well, you don't get good at it. You literally just sit there and wait and pray that something finally bites your line after.
No, but there's an actual skill to reeling in something large and
Yeah. Once something finally bites, yeah, for sure.
because it's definitely in
Well,
charge.
it's real pull.
Yeah,
real
but like
pull,
when because like
same way you pull in.
it goes from the fucking fishing rod actually goes from being straight or at least fairly to completely like into this hook.
Let's talk about that. The manufacturers of the fishing poles, dude. Y'all,
Yeah,
that's
they're-
durable. Like the fact that
fishing-
shit doesn't just snap.
Yeah, I would say that they have probably because you would assume so many people have got.
And there's
take your
obviously
eye out.
levels to that shit as anything else, but
Of course, but these high end fucking fishing poles that like
Yeah.
they almost curl into O's. You know,
Yeah.
those things are fucking crazy.
you got to give it to some of the manufacturing.
That guy's crazy. No, that's nuts.
Yeah.
So I wonder why don't we just use those things to make other things? I'm assuming if you have the materials to make a fishing rod that doesn't break when a fucking 2,200 pound fucking great white accidentally gets on the line.
It's probably a very undersold.
The
weight.
person breaks before the fucking. There's different sizes. They don't all come out and fucking be the same goddamn size.
Yeah, but it doesn't take long because they have.
How
to
do
eat,
you know? What the fuck?
Because they have to eat a certain amount of. Like I was watching some shit about sharks.
Can you imagine?
And they have
not
to have a certain amount
you
of
have
food
to
every
keep
day.
Swimming.
Yeah.
Like this is the worst. Why did I like this is the
Like your
job I
life is
have?
literally looking for food.
You're like this is some bullshit. I gotta get the fuck out of here because they're always swimming like this.
I don't think they have any other thoughts other than I'm hungry or what was that? Maybe it's food.
They say they're pretty instinctual, like
Yeah.
that's what they're built off of. But I think that we don't understand how smart they really are because we don't communicate like they communicate. So
I don't think it's really possible for us to understand the lengths of intelligence of most animals. Dogs are probably the furthest we've gone.
dogs are a lot more intelligent than we give them credit
Yeah,
for, too.
100%.
Like they say, oh, they can only learn so many words. Listen, man. I
My
think,
dog knows. If he doesn't listen, it's just because he's a dick. But he knows.
But I do think that they should, if they can build these rods out of something that doesn't break. The human breaks before. The human would break in half before the fucking fishing pole.
How
And that says
many
something.
humans do you think were the ones who actually got dragged into the water instead of the other way around?
I'm pretty sure that I would like to. I don't
wanna know the stats
I don't
on
know
that.
that there's a stat, but I would like to know.
I doubt that there's anybody who's like keeping records, but I'm sure that it's happened more times than we
There's
know about.
got to be. I'm pretty sure that there's something out there. You could probably
Some kind
find
of
stats.
bookkeeper of the marine life.
Yeah, right. Like, oh, he lost another one to fishing.
Well, because fishing is a sport.
if you lose
in some arenas.
if you lose a person to fishing, they listen. You're out there trying to lure these fucking fish. They be gigantic, man. Fucking living their life for years and years. To your old ass grows from 0 to fucking 25 to be this asshole fisherman who decides to drag him out the water. He looks at you like, really, motherfucker? I'm 42 years old.
Would you ever go ice fishing?
Grown ass man. You know how turtles grow? Yeah. Oh, I would love to do ice fishing.
It was a little afterthought.
Yeah.
that
No,
you
because
caught.
I was in. I heard. You know why? Because I heard something about turtles. Yeah,
Sea turtle
2 days
fucking
ago.
season.
They fuck for 3 hours, dude. It's magical. Yes, to ice fishing for sure. I think ice fishing seems like a pretty cool thing. It's obviously pretty uncomfortable because you're cold as shit.
It's just I've seen like the way they portray it in things because I've never actually been. Like they're just in a small cabin with a hole in the floor.
lake.
There's two dudes.
On a lake.
Yeah, on a lake. They have like a cooler with beer in it.
I don't
and
think
they're
it's
just sitting
limited
there.
to just two dudes.
I think usually that's like a bonding, like it's like a male bonding.
So there's
thing.
two guys?
I mean, there might be more.
Okay.
I don't know.
Can you bring women?
I don't think women really care for ice fishing, to be honest with you.
I don't think women care for a lot of things, but they do some stuff.
Not that they don't want to do.
I always think about the movie or Grumpy Old Men when they did ice fishing and shit like
Yeah.
that, and I don't know, it's such a good fucking movie. But either way, though, also very underrated. Grumpy and Grumpier,
Yeah,
good movies.
agree.
But I was bringing up the idea that turtles, they specific turtles like snapping turtles and things like that, they can live up to like 100 years and shit. What the fuck? How does that even, like, what kind of shit is that? Like, as long as, that's the thing about turtles, as long as you don't mess with them, without humans and, like, asshole other, like, predatory fishes that feed on them, they could probably live forever. Like,
Yeah.
turtles would be the most, they don't
And there are
fuck
some
with each other.
like
They
some of those
eat-
ones that grow really big ass sea turtles that they don't be fucked with. Like ain't nobody messing with a. First of all, even if you try to,
Well,
they,
you
in
gotta,
the shell quick
you
as
gotta
fuck.
get,
You know,
the goal is to get to that size.
how do they get their shell to grow so big? If they, because like that's confusing to me because sometimes turtles like they abandon their shell for a new one or some shit like that, don't they? Or they can live without it.
I think that's a sea crab. Like, not a
A
crab.
snail?
A snail, right?
I
Yeah.
don't fucking know, man.
I don't think that.
It's just weird that you live in a shell.
Because if that's the case, why don't we just see a whole bunch of empty turtle shells like we're in Mario Brothers or something?
It's a good question. Yeah,
I just
don't know.
I kick one and just and it goes straight to you, like knocks you under.
Man, I think
like
we'll go buy
over.
a Switch,
What?
a Nintendo Switch.
Oh, I was like, fuck, like a light switch, like.
All those dope ass Mario games are there. You can't get it on PlayStation.
Yeah.
And you can't find a PS5 right now. So
Yeah,
I might
heard
just
about
go
that.
and get a
That's
Switch.
crazy. I also heard that PlayStation says that, or I'm sorry, Grand Theft Auto is like 2 years out. 2 years still. It's been at least 12 since the last one went out.
I can go and fuck with the Nintendo Switch, and then after finally Grand Theft Auto decides to release, then I go and get like their bundle package because you know they're gonna come with one.
I can't not play Grand Theft Auto. It's like one of my favorite games of all time.
That's always the anticipated release, and they always come out with the bundle. So I always make sure like if I'm grabbing it, I get the set together. You know,
Hell yeah, of course. It makes sense. Why wouldn't you?
right?
Yeah, man.
They've been riding Grand Theft Auto 5 to the top for like 7 years.
They've literally just they literally are just playing online.
Yeah.
It's just online the whole time.
They just update online and like put weird missions and activities and cars and.
I haven't played it in years.
Yeah, I haven't either. I borrowed it from my little brother Daniel.
Have you played it yet?
Well, I had it for like 4 months, and then he came over here the other day, and he's like, "Do you even play that?" No. He's like, "I want it back." It's all right, got you, man.
That's
no
pretty
problem.
funny.
Yeah, no. All right. So, should we talk about something that matters?
Sure.
All right. Well, we talked about the complete dismantling of the Chicago Cubs last week.
Yes.
They were completely.
Though to be
stripped.
fair, I'm gonna be honest about last week. A lot of that I was here and I was present and I spoke because I remember listening to it.
Yeah.
But man, was I in another room mentally.
Care to elaborate? I feel like you can't say something like that. At least give a little.
Like,
you don't have to
what
go into
the fuck?
You ain't got to go into specifics, but that would just.
I mean, listen, I can talk about it. So Saturday we detailed, and then I went to Vivi's father's crib for like a little birthday party.
right.
It was hot that day, and I had eaten some of the food that was out for a while, which, you know, whether or not it was a good idea, I don't know. Either way. So I start, you know, that it was what it was. I got home, felt cool, came here, and right before the podcast, or maybe in the middle, like during our break, I hit the bathroom, right? And it was no ordinary event. It was not. It was a terrible event. But so I was like, oh fuck. So I was already feeling kind of off.
Got the bubble guts.
Yeah.
I'm nervous, and I'm about to feel like I'm about to shit myself.
But it wasn't like but it was more than that. Like I was getting like aches, but that came later. I was actually getting like aches in my stomach and like kind of knotted up a little bit, and I knew I was gonna have to go to the bathroom again. That's why I told you I was like, I gotta go, man. So like after we did the podcast, which was normal time, we didn't do after potty, and I dipped. So for the rest of the day, I was in the bathroom.
I'll put that in the description when I put this the after potty up for this week. Sorry, we skipped last week. Sam had some things he had to do and leave early.
Well, if they listen to the podcast, they know. So then I got home and I felt like shit. Like I just kind of felt off. It was Sunday night at this time. And so I was hungry. That's the thing. I was hungry. Like I wanted to eat, but I couldn't really understand what was going on. So I wanted to eat something light, that kind of thing. So I was like, all right, let me get some soup. I got soup. Vivi got some Wingstop. And I just started feeling worse and worse. By the time that I went to bed, I was like sweating, chills, and aches, right? Terrible night. I went through like 4 shirts. You know those nights where you're sick and you sweat? So I went up to take a piss, and I get up, I'll be like, damn, this shirt is all wet full of sweat, so I'll take it off, put another one on because I would be too cold in the room otherwise.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a fun situation.
It was terrible, man. And then, so long story short, I ended up like, Monday I called off work, couldn't go in, just felt like shit. And the chills were gone and all that. No fever, nothing. I was like, man, COVID got me. Goddamn. Like, fuck. I was like, it had to have got me. What was all that about? So I wake up and I look at Vivi, and Vivi's like now 12 hours after me. It's like a race, like where there's like a time. So Vivi's now got what I was doing, how I was doing, right? So like we're both fucking sick. She's like, you gave it to me. I was like, I don't think I fucking gave you anything. I was like, what could I have given you that nobody else would have given you? Because she was exposed to the same people.
Yeah.
I was like, you ate the same shit? At this point, I'm like, all right, it's because I ate the food late, right? I was like, that was a terrible decision. I shouldn't have done that. Because, think about it. You go to like barbecues, and on a hot day, really, food probably should be stored out inside.
I mean, but how different is that than keeping it in like just like a heated little tray?
Because
it's like 95 degrees outside, baking in the sun.
I also don't think that's a good
decision
decision
that happens
either.
Regularly at barbecues.
You're right. You're right. But sometimes it's a bad idea. Like if you're
for sure.
If there's flies that come around, and it's hard to. Sometimes people don't kids don't close things, so then you've got shit that's open.
We've been smarter than that. And every time we have barbecues, we put the food back in the house. You can
also,
go back
you don't
in
let
there
kids
and grab
touch shit. Get the fuck out of here,
but
little
that's true.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like what you doing with your little hands?
Kids
Freaky little hands, scared the
hands
shit out
all
of
up
me
in the
anyway.
ass, just scratching on it and like trying to grab a burger. Get out of here.
Like if you don't get your little nasty my germs ass out of here. No.
Do we hate kids on this pod or what?
I don't know. Anyway, so for the rest, so me and Vivi are like, what are we gonna do? So she scheduled a COVID test. Actually, I think she scheduled the COVID exam or the rapid one on Sunday night. Like it was like 11 or something like that. And she was like, how you feeling? She's like, fuck, you're around me, so that means that probably I got it. So we scheduled one for Tuesday morning. So I called off work for Tuesday. I was like, I'm not coming in, dude. Like I got to be responsible, and it's at that time of life. Go get a COVID. So this is funny to me, like the way this works now. So she scheduled it. We pulled up at the Walgreens drive-through, right? What can I do for you? Yeah, let me get 2 COVID exams and
anything else? Would you like fries with that, sir? All right, that'll be $19.59. Please pull around to the second window.
Can you grab me an Arizona? Arnold Palmer? Anyway, no, so like basically they put it out that little like bank transaction thing that they've stolen from fucking the idea of a bank.
Right.
Right? And it says they give you this little red bin. He's like, don't touch the red bin. I was like, why would you put it there then? Like
don't touch the red bin.
So like, listen, BB's like, when we get there, she's like, they're gonna tell you don't touch the red bin. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with I was like, okay, cool. So the thing, so the window's up here, right? So the tray is basically here, and whatever they put on top of it is kind of too high, right? For my car. If I had a truck, it'd be different, I guess.
Right.
So they say don't touch the red bin, but grab what's inside of the red bin.
So you gotta like hook it over.
It's in paper, and I'm just like, for a second, I'm just like, he's like, don't touch the red bin. I was like, I looked at her like, what the fuck is going on? So I just look at it and I'm like, all right.
Like, sir, can you at least tilt the red bin towards me?
I was like, you got anything you can do for me here? So I grab it. I was like, I know I touched it with my thumb. I was like, oh, sorry, touched the red bin.
I'd have been like, fuck your red bin.
Touch this shit. Why can't you just wash it or disinfect it? Why can't I just use that?
Why isn't there a better system than
Should be
here's the
better,
red bin?
right? So they give you this piece of paper. There's 2 fucking swabs in there. One was for Vivi, one was for me. It says stick it up in your nose a ½ inch and swirl around 5 times, both nostrils.
Create a little mini tornado in your nose?
Well, not swirl around, but like you know what I'm talking about. So like I'm like, okay, cool. So in my head, I'm like, well, I could cheat.
Well, ½ an inch isn't very deep, I feel like.
Right. So like I'm like, well, I made sure to get up there a little bit, but I was like in my head, I'm like, I could cheat, right? I could cheat, but much unlike a test in school, which does it benefit you to cheat? Who knows? It doesn't really matter.
If you don't get caught, it does.
Word. I mean that can benefit you. You know, you get an A, fuck it. But this, sir, this is a different type of exam. I was like, all right, so I'm gonna just go ahead and do it right. So I stick it in there, and automatically you're just like fucking shit. You know, like in your head you're just cursing, like you want to punch your own self.
Eyes watering and shit.
Yeah, and also I forgot how many times. So at the end of the day, it was like 7 and 12, or I don't know. I was just swirling the shit out of it, just like I was like.
How many did he say? I'll just do double.
You're just gonna get the results, so you can tell me. I was like, I'm just gonna go up as high as I can for myself without killing myself, and that was it. So you stick it right back in that little plastic, like,
And then don't touch the red bin as you put it back in.
you drop it in the red bin, you know, black.
Well, all right. So long story short,
Yeah, I don't know.
Your Sunday was pretty much as shitty as the Cubs fans' day was.
Yeah,
but in a different
I
way.
wasn't finished, but okay.
Well, I mean,
I think it's funny.
I wanted to talk about real thing. And then
Well,
you
we
jumped
can
for a
talk about
25-minute
that, but this is is this a podcast? This is a podcast. So listen.
All right. Well, at least like accelerate things.
Okay. Well, I thought I elaborate for comedic reasons, and also I think it's pretty funny that you can do a drive-through, like, hey man.
Well, that's true. I mean, but we're like a half an hour of nothing so far.
They're listening, and so long story short, it's cool though. You get your results in a couple of hours. I was negative, perfect. So no COVID, thankfully.
Very nice. Very nice. And VV2, right?
VV as well, right? So that was perfect. We were cool. But our stomachs were still fucked up.
Like, so what is this?
Like, we don't know. Like, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I am shitting at a rapid rate. Like, no lie, by the end of Thursday night, I weighed myself. I was probably 191, 192-ish, I'm going to guess, on Friday.
Yeah.
By the next, on the Friday before I got sick, on that Thursday, I was 182. I was like, God damn, I shit 10 pounds out of myself. It was.
Well, just because you weren't replacing what was.
It's hard to fucking realize when you're sick like that. What do you eat? It's like torture because I had an appetite. I just didn't know what to put in my belly.
You pretty much. That's why people do soup when they're sick because they get the
because
nutrients from the liquid,
it comes
but
out
they
like
still.
soup.
I mean, it does, but the soup itself will still come out as pee because it's not going to just metabolize and the rest of the way.
I felt like dude in Super Troopers when they told me he's gonna eat all the drugs. He's like, please no. I was like, no.
He's like, you didn't eat all those shrooms, did you? He's like, that was like $100 worth of pot and like $30 worth of shrooms. So I'm gonna need that $130.
Fucking ridiculous. So yeah, but at the end of the day, just as a service, like a PSA, I guess that Costco and Jewel had some sort of because I called the doctor. I was like, yo, I don't know what the fuck's going on, man. I can't go to work, so I need the doctor's note anyway. So I actually had the face-to-face, which is hilarious as well. Like this was a week full of firsts for me, right? Like first self-given COVID exam because I've had a couple.
I thought you had to do them yourself.
No, I traveled, so they did it for me.
Okay. They want to be more sure when you're leaving the country than when you're going to stay here.
I think this will work too. I think that works too. What I can do, but they look for a specific exam, but it's a week full of firsts, So like I obviously I did the COVID exam, and then what did I just say I did? I forgot that quick. What did I just tell you?
He did the COVID exam, put the thing.
Oh,
in
the
his
doctor's
nose.
face. The doctor's. It was a
Teledoctor.
teledoctor. Yeah, like what up, tele?
Yeah, telemedicine, whatever they call that
Yeah,
shit.
it was weird, but it's cool because I mean, it's cool when you would know that they can't do anything. But if we're gonna go further in exams, right? Like you can only describe what you feel like anyway. So I mean, that was cool. I was like, "What's up, doc?" He was like, "What's going on?" I was like, "This is new." He's like, "Yeah, we've had it for a while." I was like, "I guess it works." I was like, "You don't look any different." I was like, so I gave him the whole rundown, and he actually gave me antibiotics, which is like,
So was there like did he have like a known something going around that he was trying to treat, or did he just automatically assume like, hey,
he
listen,
assumed it was either going to be a food poisoning or
Something
some
viral.
sort of some viral bug that I caught. He said either way, you take this and it'll help you better. So I waited a day. I was like, let's see if I feel better.
Yeah.
I didn't. So I got on 3 days, two a day. That was it. But from what I learned is that Costco and Jewel, their chicken had some sort of recall on, like, I don't know if it's salmonella, E. coli, whatever it was. But turns out chicken from the barbecue,
from there?
from Costco. So that
Which is the one that antibiotics fight? Is it bacterial or is it viral? I think it's bacterial.
I think it's bacterial because viral just has to come out of you.
And bacterial would be caused by something like bad chicken.
Yeah, something like that. Or that my thought was initially these nasty motherfucking flies that when they sit on something, they just rub their hands together like,
Yeah, they do that. I don't know if you've never seen a fly when it lands on something. That's something to
they
watch.
just be like literally like,
They're fucking gross. Listen, man.
They just rub themselves and shit.
Since we're in the conversation of number twos, when I take this dog out, I'll literally go to like pick it up after he takes a dump, and there's a fly on it instantly. I'm like, these fucking scavengers, where'd you come from? Like, how did you know it was here? Your
Flies' jobs might be literally, while they may eat what said shit.
Yeah.
I think part of their job in the world is to
nasty.
pick it up and transport it to places we like to be.
Probably
Flies
true.
are some of the nastiest motherfuckers on the planet.
Flies. Well, yeah, of course.
Like a
they're
fly to
born.
shit.
They're born of bacteria.
Nasty.
Start out nasty little fucking
motherfuckers.
whatever those sluggish looking things are, and
Yeah. So regardless of that, that's what happened to me last week. So if you felt sick last week, maybe that might be the reason.
Might could be some chicken.
Because we were trying to figure the fucking thing out. We are like, all right, we're sick. So we found out a few people from the barbecue were like, we're getting sick too. We're like, okay. By the way, I got it the worst out of everybody. Vivi got it second worst. I had it for like 4.5 days. I was just fucking exploding.
No. Man, I slept later than I've slept in a long time today.
I noticed. I called you. I was like, what the fuck happened? Long night?
I slept till like 9:30, and I usually am up at like 7:15.
I can't do
I
it.
can't stop fucking yawning now for some reason.
Yeah,
Like, it's backwards as hell.
Well, I think you get too much sleep. Your body can't, like, I don't know.
Probably true.
I think about how I run off only a few hours and it's kind of fucked up, but
Man, the body is complicated, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you know what you should do technically by science to make it happy, but then like
It is
those things don't work for everybody. Like
No.
you gotta know your body. So
and that's the truth. I don't think a lot of people realize that. Like, yeah, they got all these fucking diets and you know, you can go online and look up how to be a specific way, you know, like in terms of your diet or you're working out.
there's
or
no one size fits all.
remember
solution.
like when we were doing we've made them had to do some extensive tests for, you know, like organ donation and things like that.
Yeah.
And when we did it, both of us were determined to be, and we did it fairly close to each other in terms of like you know, the time we did it.
Yeah.
I think mine was towards the end of the third quarter of the year. I think yours was beginning of the year.
Yeah.
But we were both found to be very healthy, good as can be. But I wasn't able to because of the composition of my organs and whatnot in my
Anatomy
body
and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you could. So it's a weird thing that, you know, to think that way, because it's just like that just shows you that not everybody's body is built the same. So you can't cater a lot of, like when you're working out, for instance, if we're doing shoulders and I do certain motions connect with you better than they connect with me. You get what I'm saying? So like your muscles, if you do a specific tweak to the workout, will actually be a better mind muscle connection.
You can literally put two people next to each other, same height, same weight, same body fat percentage, and they'll just look different in their build. Like they're not just how it is. But anyway, for the most part, everybody knows that people are different, but generally the same. So
Hey,
we all people.
we all human.
All right. So to add on to the Cubs pile of shit that they did last week, they have since released the superstar pitcher Jake Arrieta. From what I understand, though, it was actually his request, which makes all the sense in the world, right?
I think he's an anti-masker or something like that.
Well, no,
I think
apparently
he just said something the other day, like he was taunting a reporter about something, talking about wish you'd take off your mask. I don't know what it was, but he's been notoriously kind of like that kind of way.
Yeah,
from what I've seen, so it is what it is. At this point, man, go ahead and do whatever.
He said that he like lost the desire to play right now, and I'm like, well,
baseball.
I don't know if it's baseball or just for the Cubs specifically.
Well,
but
I mean,
probably for the Cubs.
Yeah, it's a little convenient if you ask me, because all the other motherfuckers,
I don't blame them. Out of bounds too, honestly.
They were ready to go too.
We were talking about how baseball is weird in the way that you can trade somebody and then next season they're back, and he was one of those people.
You could trade things for a washing machine like Mox, Moxie. I seen that Kyle Korver. If you look it up, Kyle Korver, when he was first drafted or whatever by the Nets, was traded for a copy machine, or I promise you, look it up right now. Look it up, because the thing is, he just retired, and I saw that he is he was the third to last left over from the 2003 draft between Melo and LeBron.
Yeah,
and he just retired.
The New Jersey Nets traded Kyle Korver to the Philadelphia 76ers after drafting him in 2003 in exchange for summer league fees and a copy machine.
Summer league fees and a copy machine. Yeah, we need this $12.95 back, because we'd love it. And also, if you can send over that copy. I was in your office. I saw that sweet ass copy machine.
They're like, no, we've been having so many problems with paper jam. There's no paper jam.
What if it was a fax machine? That would make it worse, right?
For those of you who know Office Space. Paper
PC
jam.
load letter. What the fuck does that mean?
But yeah, so that's pretty fucked up. That's got to hurt your ego a little bit.
I mean, he lasted in the league for 18 years.
Do you think New Jersey had regrets?
Because he's actually he's vice president or something, vice president for the Nets right now.
Yeah, but they're no longer New Jersey.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Yeah, they're now Brooklyn.
We're Brooklyn at. We're Brooklyn at. We're Brooklyn at. We're Brooklyn at.
Yeah, so Jake Arrieta is gone, and I think now literally the only notable player the Cubs have is Wilson Contreras.
And he's injured right now, I think.
He's going to leave when he comes back, too. Like, listen, I also need to leave for mental health reasons.
You're not going to keep me here with all these fucking guys. Let me get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and then, let
me get the fuck out of here. Now,
you want to see them
what
flourish,
happened is,
but
somebody locked the door, like, now you can't leave.
you of course want to see
Look in my
players
face.
Flourish.
Look in my face. I did this to you. Like, I know. Remember my face. Man, Sonny was a fucking G.
Yes.
It's a little stupid riding in reverse. I guess the idea behind it is okay, but you got a rear view mirror, Sonny. And there's a mirror there and there's a mirror there. You could just have somebody find it behind you, or there's a lot of ways. You don't have to be so crazy that you back up out of your driveway and continue reversing. When you're reversing, do you on a one way? Which way do you? How does that work?
I think you're still driving the wrong way.
Can you reverse down the one way, or do you got to go?
You can technically drive forward in the
at
wrong
this point,
direction.
You're driving reverse. So just go ahead and do whatever the fuck
Now shut up.
want.
I've completely lost what I want to talk about. Now you better choose a new subject.
So Ron Artest, Meta World Peace.
I'm going to kill this guy one day. I'm going to fire you and just do this by myself.
You can't fire me. I quit. No, that'd be the worst.
No.
You should. No, that is the dumbest idea you could ever do. If anybody ever fires you, let them fire you, because then you can collect unemployment.
It's true. Say
I quit, and then 2 days later, be like, damn, I don't get unemployment for nothing. Got to go find a damn job. It's all fucked up. So Meta World Peace was on Shannon Sharp's.
See if you can get through a whole sentence. Go ahead.
But he was on He was on Shannon Sharp's podcast. Like I didn't know he had one. I guess it's It's some stupid. Honestly, if you look up the name,
No.
I'm gonna look it up. It's honestly, it's really funny because it's pretty funny because of how it's like a play on, him. He's a weirdo, man. He's fucking hilarious. Like,
He's
do you
hilarious.
follow him on Instagram?
I don't know.
It's
I
pretty
don't go on Instagram that often.
really. You what
I'll go there, but
what social media do you use?
I'm not on any of them very, very often, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Not bad, not bad. Shannon Sharp's
Try to
podcast.
veer away from being on social media so much, except for obviously to
Club
let people know when a new pod is out.
It's Club Shay Shay.
That guy.
Which is funny to me. So either way. So Meta World Peace is on there. And they're talking about Ben Simmons, who is obviously somebody who has a lot of issues with, I guess it's what, if you're familiar with the sports term, the yips. If you don't know, the yips is essentially, having a mental block about doing a particular task that you've
Being
done
nervous.
thousands of times before. It comes from like pitchers who have pitched the same fastball in their lives, and the muscle memory is there thousands and thousands and thousands of
Which,
times.
as we've spoke about, the mental game in sports is the most crucial part of it.
Most crucial, because you can fucking practice all you want. Once you get into game time decisions, those jitters come.
Yep.
So,
And it's funny that that's formed like from the pitcher's world, because the pitcher, you kind of control the pace of things.
Yeah,
So the fact
but
that you can't kind of get it's interesting that is where it derived from.
you do control the pace of the whole shit. And so basically what happens with the pitcher who gets the yips is he can't do that same thing. For some reason,
That's when
his
batters
muscle-
get hit with balls and shit.
And that's the danger. So like when they get the yips, a lot of pitchers like they don't play a lot because they're trying to like find a way out of this. And obviously, you want to play through it, but as a pitcher, playing through it means that you may, bean somebody and hurt them pretty bad.
And that's one of those
never
type
wanna
of
see
things that when you're in game and you're the pitcher who's going through that, things kind of just happen to escalate. Really, they don't like kind of get better until you remove yourself from that and get your shit right.
You got to take a little bit
So
of
be in
time.
a bullpen doing practice pitches, and hopefully you can work your way out of it during the game. But
You don't want to take that chance.
luckily, baseball clubs have backup pitchers, have closers,
Yeah.
have you don't have to put it all on you if you're not in it that day.
Exactly. So they're saying that he essentially might have something close to that, because there were Meta World Peace was like, I think at the end of the interview, like they discussed a lot of like things, but he was saying that I think that he should go seek sports therapy. He said it's the greatest thing in the world. There's a reason why they have it. And I don't know what it is about Ben Simmons. I don't know why he's having issues actually performing the way he used to. Not having a shot is one thing, but not producing in other areas of the game is inexcusable, especially
sure.
when you're such a talent that everybody agrees is a high level talent.
Well, not necessarily that he's a high level talent, that he had potential for high level.
No, I think a lot of people would agree.
What I think it is with him
it's
is
the mental. It's a mental block.
he was talked up to be a very big, very good, sensational player when he first got drafted. Then he immediately started taking some criticism when he came into the league, but he didn't handle that criticism the best.
They're
and
saying
he didn't
he's not
adjust
good with authority, like in terms of listening and things like that. He's still kind of childish. You give this fame and this money and this kind of this, for lack of a better term, power to a younger kid. And I mean, this is the kind of shit that happens.
But I always had that vibe from the Philly locker room, is that they are like a playful kind of organization that way.
Very like, you already know, like, for how I feel about Embiid and how, to me, he should be better, but he's too goofy to be.
You think he's gonna leave,
Embiid?
Mm-hmm. Or that they're
No, I don't think he leaves. I think they're trying to shop Ben Simmons. I don't know who's gonna take him. There's no bidders right now. Nobody's really looking for him.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't proven. The last they seen of him, you're only good as your last at bat. So you gotta, like, I don't know what it is, but he's gonna have to figure out a way out of what he's been or the corner he's kind of painted himself into from the playoff performance he gave last season.
He's gonna have to try to figure out whatever it is that's loose and
that's
tighten
it.
that shit up.
Like what's going on here? What you do? Like you have to really figure that out and be honest with yourself. And you know he has the tools.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I think again it's a form of the yips. He's got a mental block, or he really doesn't care that much.
I don't know why.
Which is fine. There's a lot of players like that. They come, they get their money, and they play the game they love for the rest of their lives, and that's it.
But is it the game you love? If that's the case, your goal should always be able to reach the top of your
100%. But I guess some people, I don't know. The victory in itself would be the NBA for some people. I don't know.
But I'll say this: Philly was looking pretty decent last season. Even
they
for a little while,
Ben
Simmons
been,
was doing okay.
No, agreed.
Playing
they should have went further. Had they performed the way they were performing the rest of the season. Just like the Knicks probably would have beat the Hawks had Julius Randle actually showed up in any of those games with Derek and them. So it's a matter of just performing to your level, the level you're capable of every time you have the chance. And if you're not, teams aren't going to take that chance on you.
I suppose that's true. Well, you know what? That's enough about other teams. Let's bring it back to Chicago.
Cool.
The Bulls had a new signee.
Right.
I forget who they. I just watched the video and I can't fucking put his name to it now.
Kemba Walker.
No.
Lonzo Ball.
No. Wait, Kemba they signed?
Yeah. DeMar DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan. There you go.
Oh, Kemba's. I'm sorry, on the Knicks.
I was like, yeah, I don't think that.
DeMar DeRozan. Yeah.
So, all right, interesting. Now the Bulls have actually drafted somebody I would consider an all-star, right?
You mean traded?
What do you mean?
They traded for DeMar DeRozan.
Well, they traded for him. Yes, so they've acquired him, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you said drafted.
Oh, well.
I was like, he's been around for a while.
So I don't know. He said that there were some things that made it an attractive place for him, and I guess apparently Lonzo coming was part of that, which I thought was weird.
I don't know. Listen, I don't know where this goes. I don't know that this automatically makes us a contender.
I think we might see the playoffs, but that's...
We'll be a playoff team, I think. If we're not a playoff team, that's a drastic fucking underachievement.
Yeah, I would agree.
You know, if you've got DeMar DeRozan, Lonzo Ball, Zach LaVine, and...
I guess Lauri Markkanen technically still for right now.
No, I don't think so.
They got rid of him?
Yeah, I think they got Kobe White still. Uh-huh. But, like, if you've got at least these four guys... You should be fucking in the playoffs at least, but you shouldn't be fucking underachieving. Like dude from I don't know who he was from Cleveland was saying we're trying to accelerate this process. Hopefully 2 to 3 years we could be like the 5th seed. I was like,
got your sights set high there, pal.
Hey, young man, rumble, young man, rumble.
I don't know why you
be
feel
the team
like,
that's like, hey, they only wanted to get to this point. We can win. Don't worry about it.
I guess like knowing, where your team realistically is important, but like maybe don't say.
Fuck that. Some teams overachieve and you win for a year and that's it.
No, for sure. You should never outwardly tell the rest of the league, hey, we plan to be right around 5th seed in like 2 or 3 years. Like that should not
guys, these guys are automatic out. Don't worry about it.
Like, listen, we don't realistically expect to be a title contender for the foreseeable future. So you know.
Listen, on that note, we should probably take a break. We're kind of running a little late on that halftime.
Oh, all right.
Well, oh man, we should start playing.
Nah, it's halftime.
Because it's halftime. Because the real show comes at halftime.
Ben, are you gonna be the third member for right now? You gonna like be the co-host? Yeah, so my dog is joined us from our break. I don't know how consistently we're going to be able to record without having to stop for him for a minute because, sometimes he's ridiculous. But what's up, dude? For those who are unaware of what my dog looks like, let me get the beer out of the way for you. This is Benny. So did we leave off having to pick up any particular topic?
We were talking about the Cubs and the terrible moves they made.
All right, well, let's continue along the path of terrible moves. New York's governor, right? He was governor?
Cuomo?
Cuomo,
yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that guy's not the governor anymore.
Yeah.
And
So,
I mean, we're obviously not going to discuss. We can discuss.
He's
what
nasty, you know.
He, if you didn't know, he's been
Sexually harassing women.
getting some sexual accusations thrown his way, and he says that he doesn't say that he did any of it, but he definitely resigned. So I don't know what that means.
Well, I know that he was very defiant early on. He was like, "No, I'm not gonna resign."
And then he did.
And now he's resigned.
He's like the politician. Well, you've seen Parks and Rec before, right? Mm-hmm. The politician that always got caught doing some nasty shit. Yeah. He's like, it was me, and I'm gonna run again.
Yeah, I don't know, like if his resistance to resigning was like based on him being, oh, I never did that, or if it was like, yeah, I did that, but I'm still not stepping down.
But listen, I'm not.
It was me, and I'll do it again, damn it.
I don't know. I think he's gonna be. Well, he was gonna be having to resign at some point anyway, regardless of what happened. Like once you've gotten that on you, you have to resign. Like,
does that hurt his brother, who's like the CNN guy?
I don't think it hurts him as long as he's not him.
Well, from what I understand, like he was part of the people telling him, like, "Hey, don't step down." And I think that's because, like, if you step down in a situation like that,
admitted guilt.
Yeah, you know, it's like implied. Just what are you doing, man?
He's just chilling out. This is the calmest he's been in a while.
Yeah, usually, I mean, last week he did the first half of the show with us and slept behind me, but today he's like, "I'm here, haha."
He just wants scratches.
Yeah, but yeah, so I'm pretty sure that was part of the thought process there, right? Like stepping down. The thought process.
That was part of my thought process. Really, you know, you can find one and.
But he was like, yeah, you know, if I step down, then that's gonna be like, yeah, I'm guilty. So interesting.
Well, listen,
I hate to see it because like I liked him for a long time. You know?
A lot of people liked him last year because of how he handled COVID, and he gave he was a
anti-police.
He was a voice. He was a voice when there wasn't a lot of people saying shit last year.
No people in a position of power who were actually like,
nobody knew what the fuck to do. So he took some sort of definitive action. Mm-hmm. He's done.
All right. Well, good. Hopefully he stays that way.
All right. But he took some definitive action when a lot of people weren't, and I guess that could be admired. You know, I mean, I guess you can do something.
Well, he took stances that the people supported. You know what I mean? Like during all the Black Lives Matter protests and everything like that, he was on, you know, the side of Black Lives Matter. He wasn't like, you know, he wasn't trying to make excuses for the actions of the police that sparked those things.
You're right. And I don't know. I guess you can do things like that and still be a dickhead. Like
clearly,
you know. So it is what it is. So on to the next nasty ass politician,
right? Because there's always another one in line. For sure.
That's the way they work.
Very interesting. Very interesting. I wondered like when we're gonna finally stop seeing people having to quit their job for being fucking nasty sexual predators. You know?
Probably never. Like position of power type shit.
So you think that there's probably more to come of this type of thing?
More than likely so. You know, it's a position of men in positions of power.
Well, nasty. Very nasty. Speaking of nasty, celebrities who do not shower are nasty.
Yeah, that's another weird, man. I don't even know what the fuck is going on with some of these celebrities. It started with Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah, Ashton Kutcher. That's a good name for him. Stink like ass. Fool.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck. So they said that they don't shower their kids daily, and they themselves do not shower daily
until they see dirt. Until the dirt is visible.
Until you see dirt accumulation. Like, let me tell you here, sir.
Listen, man, I'm not the type of person who has a very good filter, right? So even if it's like I'm Ashton and I'm with Mila and I'm like, yeah, she's bad and I like her, you know. Listen, you stink. Take your nasty ass to the shower. I'm not.
It's a little weird. I don't get it. Also, you should. Good hygiene is an important. They're like, you got body oils that clean your body, but like, no, they got body oils that once they're on your body and then they attract all the dirt and the stuff in the air, and now it's on you.
Yeah, that shit doesn't quite work the same way. Like back in the day when they were like, yeah, we don't have to shower regularly. You also like probably did things differently. You're a public figure, so
no,
I would never want to work with you.
It's just
Like,
weird to
this funky-
say you don't shower. Like, listen, we talked about it. They have nothing else to do.
My entertainment was really coming from the other celebrity responses, right? So like The Rock did one, he was like, "Yeah, I'm not one of the non-showering celebrities. Like I shower in the morning, I shower after I finish working out, and then I shower after I work." I'm like, I don't know what he means work because
Well, I mean, he's on set. I'm assuming that's
assuming
work.
that's probably what he's
to
doing
him, that's
regularly.
work.
Yeah, for sure. No, I'm just saying like, I guess he's probably constantly in the process of making something. So
Right. I'm
But
assuming he's
anyway-
never, his schedule's got to be crazy.
his stance was largely, yeah, I shower 3 times a day. I don't not shower.
Don't not, no,
Without saying it, he was like, I'm not one of them nasty motherfuckers who, be funky.
I don't get the idea of that. Like, you ain't got shit to do. You just be at the crib, especially during COVID. Like, don't tell me you were just. That means that if you really think about it, they probably gone 14 days without showering during COVID.
Dude, I would like to know when it started and whose idea this was. Who was like,
Is it
we don't need to shower daily. 'Cause somebody convinced
Were
somebody.
they brought up that way?
One convinced the other.
No, you don't think that they both weren't?
No. How many people do you know that you've met? And you've been alive for a long time now. You're old as shit.
Fuck
You've met a lot of
you,
people.
man.
How many of them have told you, hey, man, I only shower once I see dirt?
I don't really think anybody would admit to that.
Yeah, but like they seem to be proud of it. So and maybe they would.
Yeah, but they're proud of a lot of things. Like, I like Ashton Kutcher. He's like pretty fucking like funny, and he does some really cool investment shit.
And Mila Kunis is one of the extraordinarily thin women that I would still give it to.
she's extraordinarily.
Well, not anymore, but I would have before this news.
Oh yeah. At this point, like, I would be like,
So it could be a hard pass for me.
yeah, that'd be a hard no.
Like, I hope that at some point their kids grow to a certain age and they're like, listen, you need to shower regularly.
Or they go back and they watch the YouTube videos like, we didn't shower our kids. I'm their kid.
Like, this is more embarrassing than finding you were a Gerber baby.
Wait a minute, I am their kid. Why would that be embarrassing? I'd be a Gerber baby, little fat cheeks, as long as they give me money.
Because, well, that's the thing, right? In The Simpsons, remember Bart was like baby stink face or baby stink breath or some shit, and Homer took all his money?
Yeah.
That's what I anticipate happening. I'm not going to see any of that.
Okay. What if
Don't
you
put
had-
me in an embarrassing
Okay,
ass.
but if you had a kid with some fat cheeks,
No, as a parent, I would definitely.
what if you were like, you
But I'm
had
not
some
going to be a
friend-
parent, so I'm not going to capitalize.
What if you had some friends, right, and they had kids,
Uh-huh.
and then you noticed that their kid has some like really fat cheeks, right, and you're like, that'd be a good Gerber baby.
like, hey,
How do you approach them? Like, listen, I noticed your kid got chipmunk cheeks, and I was just gonna say that
I wouldn't even tell them.
I saw what, you just steal their baby? What
I'll
the
be like,
fuck?
listen. Do you?
Whoa, keep Adam away from your babies.
No. Let me elaborate. I
Walking around
I would
stealing babies
offer
for Gerber?
I would offer to.
Who do you
babysit-
work for? Who do you work for?
I would offer to babysit on the day of the audition and be like, listen, why don't you guys go have a good time? Here's $100. See you later. And then I would take the baby to the audition and not tell them about any of the money I made.
Wait, backtrack.
Yeah.
Backtrack.
Right.
Go back to the original thing you did.
Offer to babysit?
Yeah, and you gave them what?
I ain't giving them more than $100. Y'all can go and catch a movie.
How
maybe
much are you
get,
making
like,
off
something like
Gerber?
that. Hopefully a lot more than that.
So you're gonna go. Listen,
My goal is to not split my profit. Even if it's your baby, I don't
and
care.
what did you tell them to go do?
Go have a ball.
A ball with $100?
Hey man, you
You
can
can
make it
barely
happen.
you can barely have a fucking full tank of gas with $100.
That's not true.
It depends what you're filling up and how you fill it up with.
That's true. It depends.
Yes, it does.
You can have vehicles that aren't gas.
Gas
today.
is so high right now. I'm like literally. I'd be like, well, I don't have to go.
Do you
there
regret not having an electric vehicle or a hybrid now when gas
today.
is this high?
No, I don't regret that shit. Fuck no. Why would I regret something like that?
Well,
That's stupid.
because a lot of those vehicles can still be fast, like Tesla, for instance.
There's a Tesla I would like, and if I couldn't get the one I wanted, I wouldn't get them. And I want that Model X with the cool little doors.
and the dual motor, because
I hear that there's something fat. Did you tell me about that? Something faster than Ludicrous Plus mode now? Like, look up. Watch. I think the coolest thing is so I didn't realize that Ludicrous Plus is from like Spaceballs, I think. Ludicrous mode.
You know, Elon seems like one of those kind of guys.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the pretty funny part about it. Like, so let's see. Tesla speed mode names.
That Tesla is the only electric vehicle I would consider, because I still have to be able to go fast, people. Like, I need to be able to go.
Oh, so what is the Tesla fast mode called? This is the fastest. Tesla models without plaid mode
Plaid.
Plaid.
But what is the plaid mode?
This is their the quickest mode. Like we got
Oh,
sport.
plaid mode is the fastest.
Yeah, like
That's what they call it.
Well,
That's ugly.
before it was Ludicrous Plus. So I think there's a reference. I'm trying to get to it. So so the first one was Ludicrous mode.
Mm-hmm.
The Model S can dash from 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. If that isn't quite fast enough, Tesla says the Ludicrous Plus mode, it can manage 60 miles per hour at 2.3 seconds. And so now in the Plaid mode, which I've heard about,
I feel like it's an ugly name still.
it is. Tesla models without Plaid mode can get up to speed in a paltry 2.6 seconds in Ludicrous mode. Both modes get their names from the Star Wars and satire Spaceballs.
So wait, plaid mode is 2.3 and...
No. Plaid mode also provides about 390 miles of driving range on a full charge. For even more extreme speed, there's also Plaid Plus, which accelerates even faster. The fuck?
Okay, so Ludicrous Plus is 2.3
2.3 seconds.
and plaid is 2.6.
No.
I'm confused.
Ludicrous, and there's Ludicrous and Ludicrous Plus.
Okay, and then now there's plaid and plaid plus.
Yes.
But plaid is the fastest.
They don't say how fast you're gonna go.
But plaid is faster than ludicrous.
Yes.
So why won't they tell you how
I don't
fast?
know.
That's pretty fast. I mean, getting to 60 miles an hour in 2.3 seconds is.
And there's like insane mode, ludicrous. It's fucking hilarious.
Captain Insano.
It's really funny how he's developed these cars. They're like video games. Like he's got that the video game you play with. It's like a car game with your remote. Not the remote, your steering wheel.
If I had like space age technology, I'm making things as fast as possible too.
Dude, at what point is it too fast? Because they got to fucking...
Do they do a safety crash test rating? Like, you know how they do those fucking things with the dummies and they smash them into the wall?
Let's see. Tesla safety rating. 5-star.
Well, because I guess the car can't really blow up because there's no engine in it with no gasoline.
Well, that's true, but it could crumple.
And I would think that electronics can...
I think the car can crumble still. Like, I don't...
Well, I mean, I'm sure if you go like
right, so you're going at Ludicrous Plus or Plaid Plus mode, and you're driving. You get to 0 to 60 in 2 seconds.
Do they have like a 4-wheel drive mode? You got BMW, you got X Drive. Like, do they have like a 4-wheel?
It's just always all the motors. So there's 2 motors. There's 4. There's
not all of them. There's some of them have dual motors. Some of them have single motors. The dual motor is the thing that you want.
Right, of course. Why would you get it without it?
Same reason. I mean, I got it 3.6 when there's 6.4 available. So I mean,
why Tesla Model Y received highest ever safety rating? That's pretty funny. So yeah, they're very safe.
Okay.
They're very fast. They look a little boring inside. They got a big screen, and also they always update. It's like a PlayStation.
What's in the hood? That's where they keep the motors.
No. In the hood is, I believe, the storage. I think the storage.
So there's a trunk in the front?
Yeah, I think there's a front.
So then how can that be so safe? There's literally nothing. Front. That means if you smash into something fast enough, your whole front end crumbles and you just...
That means that there's the subframe or whatever it is has to be very, very fucking good. It got the best safety rating ever, man.
Well, I guess I want to do
like
further
our
research
question
on that.
was answered quickly and with fucking definitive, like, yes.
Yeah, but no
best ever.
detail. You know what I mean? So
Well,
I'm gonna have to look.
It's a video. I
gotta look further into this because I'm curious now how
Teslas are making a case for not too bad of cars, man.
Teslas are great.
Except I need the sound.
That's my biggest issue.
So maybe
if they can like somehow
I don't want fake
divert
sound.
that motor and make it,
like there is the P1 and I believe the LaFerrari and other cars as well have the hybrid motor, which is, you have your internal combustion and you also have your electrical.
Right.
And the cool thing about those is that when you're in electrical mode, it's quiet. It's just fucking extremely fast.
And then you can flip it to like
mode. Like I think the P1 has like a V8.
Yeah.
I think it's fucking crazy. Like it's just really nuts what they can do. So
I was so close yesterday.
I would get something
head in
like
the
that,
Jeep
maybe.
and seeing, if I can upgrade to my V8.
You were bored, huh?
I was considering. No, I wasn't like even early that bored. I was chilling, man. Yesterday was the first day in a while that I was able to get up. I didn't have anything I had to do. I spent 3.5 hours washing the shit out of my car and making it look real beautiful. And I was like looking at it, and I'm like, it's probably a good time to go bring it to the dealer. Like, shit looks real nice right now.
It probably was the best time.
I mean, it still looks good out there. I haven't moved the car yet since
Well, do what you got to do, man. I am.
But I really,
I'm holding out for right now.
It's either like SRT or just keep what I have. Because if I can't upgrade to the SRT and keep a similar payment, which I think I can do, pretty positive actually.
Got to go soon because though the supply chain is still fucked up
Well,
because of what's
not only
going
that,
on.
but my car still is always gonna have some
Value.
pretty good equity because
Yeah.
they stopped making that shit. So
I've been thinking about it, but at the same time, because of where I want to do with the detailing and whatnot, I'm waiting for the opportune time to say, "Hey, old
what's
friend,
going on?
what's going on?"
Yeah, sorry, we do a lot of classic rock. No, that one bitch be laughing for like 45 minutes.
They do the wind down laugh. That's funny. Get away from me, bitch!
We are now in the segment of the show where Sam just plays with the button.
I always forget they're there until like this point of the game. The game here, man.
I don't even like this set. I like the other set of buttons.
I like the other buttons. I think you need to get a different set of machine guns.
Yeah, but the regular shot is good.
I think it was missing something.
I don't know.
Wow.
What happened? You got some back
You ever
problems?
like crack your back and you're like, "Well, that was a big one."
Yeah, it's happened. Certainly.
That was another thing about when I was sick, man. Like my fucking body it felt like something was just destroying my insides.
I think it's also like you went to your chiropractic appointment and your body's like, yeah, crackalocious now.
No.
You know?
This was the chiropractor appointment was like 3 weeks ago.
I don't think it was 3 weeks ago. I think
It
you're
was
a
like
little ahead of
it was
yourself
about 3 weeks ago. Before we started our few week detail thing. Like we did 3 weeks in a row. I think I got it before then.
I mean, you would know better than me, I guess, but I still feel like.
But
it's
either
not
way,
been that long.
I'm saying like when I was sick, it felt like my back was just. That's why I was like, I have to have something really fucking just terrible right now. Luckily, it wasn't COVID, and it was some chicken shit.
For $20, I'll call the guy a chicken fucker.
License and registration, chicken fucker.
He said,
I just like how,
Okay.
like when they're talking to the guys in the car, one's on one side, one's on the other, so you can see the other guy's belly laughing, like he's just like
His
moving
back
up and
there when
down.
he's doing a meow thing.
It's fucking hilarious. All right, meow. He's
yeah,
like meow.
Super Troopers 2 came out, or it was on TV the other day, and I watched it for a short period of time.
One of the rare sequels that came years later that was pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
Anchorman was terrible.
I just watched that the other day too, actually.
Anchorman 2?
No, the first one.
I know we talked about you were watching
Well,
it.
we talked about it, but we didn't talk about it to them.
No, we were talking about it while we were on the phone.
We're still technically supposed to be talking
on
to
the
people,
phone.
you know?
We are. They're listening to us talk about things to them, hopefully.
I mean, yes, hopefully.
Yeah, whatever.
I guess we've been in the hundreds, so, we've been doing all right with some viewers or whatnot.
Something like that.
People paying attention.
Something
you
like-
know.
Yo, looking at your shirt, have you seen the Venom trailer?
Didn't they actually put out the movie already? Or maybe
I don't
not.
think so.
I don't know.
If it did, I don't know what. I don't think so. But I've seen the Tom Hardy previews. They're actually really good.
For the longest time, I had no idea Tom Hardy was an actor. I knew he had Cologne.
Wait, did you? I don't think it's the same guy.
I think it is.
What?
I think it is. Yeah, I think Tom Hardy has.
No way. That's. You're fucking with me.
I don't know. Let me
No
double check right
way,
now so that
dude.
we're accurate.
No fucking way. You gotta get the.
Tom
I think
Hardy
it's just
cologne.
one was a brand name and the other is a guy.
No, they're the same person.
Tell me right now. Explain to me what you're seeing.
Well, hold on. Let me, like, I don't think that's possible. I don't think you can have Tom Hardy cologne without being Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy is a brand. It's not just cologne. It's that ugly.
Oh, there's Ed Hardy cologne.
Yeah, you jackass. Also, it's really
It says Tom Hardy wears Sequoia Wood, the perfumer's story by a Z, as well as the Tom Ford cologne.
Yo,
Why does it know what he wears?
I don't, because he's fucking Tom Hardy. People love his ass, dude. He's fucking a really dope actor. He was in that show Taboo.
I'm about to buy some Tom Ford cologne.
Yeah, good
so
luck.
I can sing. Well, it's only $163. That's less than what actually.
Which one? The 1.2? They're trying to get. I'm trying to get that 3.8 or whatever the hell it is, man.
Oh yeah, this is 1 ounce.
Your ass gonna run out in one spray.
That's all right. I know. I got some connections in the world who work in those places.
Oh, word! I want to try.
So I got my Chanel blue for a
I
want
to try that. There's some Creed shit. I want to try Creed.
Like Michael B. Jordan.
No, not like that, dickhead. Creed is another. Creed is other things. It's a band. I forget what the name of what their song.
No,
was.
they were a band. They're not are a band.
Not Aura.
And if they were still
Not
a band,
Aura.
I don't think that they're doing.
I'm gonna listen to you, and you just said not Aura band.
Yeah, because I was telling you that you
If
think
somebody
that they are a
didn't
band.
know what we were talking about, they would think that you were speaking a whole nother language.
Yeah, but luckily this is
Not Aura
recorded,
band.
and there's a whole part that preceded the not Aura band. You know. Regardless, I don't think that it's Creed the band. Who did their cologne.
Well, how do you know? You thought it was Tom Hardy's fucking clothing brand.
Well, that's because I forgot that Ed Hardy was the name.
That shit
I
was
used to sell knockoffs.
ugly.
You have to remember.
There's a few things.
I used to sell knockoff cologne
know.
and perfume.
So there's a few things that I really hate, right? Like,
Okay.
so like that.
Well,
And
let's explain because the way it's going to look when it comes back here. Basically, we had some weird thing where the camera stopped recording.
Yeah, it should be like a
so-
blip and like a second, whatever, like in terms of the content. So we're gonna kind of just jump back into it. Firstly, we were talking about how Adam used to sell
knockoff
perfumes and clothing.
No, not clothing. Perfumes and colognes, and they were at flea markets. And then for a short period of time, I did a little stint where I was going to oases on highways. I don't know if you guys all have this in different states, but there's called
Get
Oasis
your sunglass,
here. No,
sunglass head. Get your sunglass.
Sunglasses, yes, but I was also selling like Jabra Bluetooth headsets and shit like that. Like this was before Bluetooth headsets were
Jabra.
no longer really an important thing to have in life.
Remember when everybody started walking around with just the Bluetooth on the side of their head?
That shit was hilarious.
Really hilarious. Everybody.
Luckily, they finally made them smaller. Where
Yeah,
they're like
because everybody walked around looking like they were in an office building or on lunch, and they didn't
then-
want to take their headset off.
What stopped that was AirPods, the innovation that was like, we don't need Bluetooth headsets anymore because now
I
Bluetooth
don't know what it
headphones
was.
exist.
I think they just we found sleeker designs. You know,
Interesting. It was hard to sell some of those things, man. I was like,
because they were Bluetooth for 1 year. They didn't have headphones yet.
yeah.
So that this was once Bluetooth headphones became.
Well, people liked them. I mean, like a lot of people. Luckily, because
It's
when you're-
hands-free,
when you're
man.
on an Oasis,
you get a
right?
ticket if you don't drive with hands free.
Most of the people who stop at an Oasis off the highway, they're like out of towners who they need to stop for gas or they need to pee or get snack, whatever it is. So sometimes you know a lot of those people will come in and they'll be like, oh yeah, Bluetooth headset's probably a good idea because I need a.
Of course.
So it worked out well.
Of course.
But that's a little bit of my background in hustling.
We've both had a lot of jobs and
Interesting jobs.
we're trying to narrow the shit down. But that was gonna say, so like I hated Tom Hardy clothing. I thought that shit was really like terrible, man. It's like really ugly clothing. It looks like what was Christian from WWF used to wear. Like that
mesh
shit.
shit?
Oh, I used to hate all that shit. And then maybe my least favorite thing of all time because of the smell, and I just remember how it used to.
Abercrombie cologne.
No, well you're
my
you're
least
close
favorite.
to what I was gonna say. Not the you ran out. Axe body spray.
Yeah, Axe is horrible.
Axe smells like asshole.
Axe is like when I was in high school, it was really, really popular still. I graduated 08. So like the locker room always smelled like Phoenix, and I'm like, you just walk in and you cough. Like it doesn't smell good. It makes you fucking
smells
choke.
like fucking Phoenix in here, guys.
Yeah, man. That was the name.
Fucking freshman wearing that nasty ass scent. You got to get this Axe body spray
Because
that's better than any other ones. They all
you know what it
smell-
was? The people who didn't want to shower after gym or whatever, like after you. I understand in high school, sure, you're self-conscious, whatever. I gave no fucks. So, like, if you didn't want to go and shower.
Like, spray it like this. There's some of that, Axe smelled like fucking bottled fart.
I'm like, you ain't gonna get no pussy walking through the hall smelling like this.
It was a thick mist. It was like greenish. I'm telling you, it's like bottled fart and like bad breath.
Anybody who knows anything about Axe, Phoenix is like their top shit. And I'm like,
I don't know shit about it. I was never an Axe guy.
You remember when they had bod?
Bod for guys.
Yeah, bod for men.
Bod for men.
Like these were fucking terrible things,
dude. The worst. No, I went in high school. I used to like. I wore Nautica competition, and I guess that was. Listen, we're both covering stank up. I'm gonna cover it up with at least some good shit.
Yeah, I mean, I usually would like to try to go and get just polo blue, which had always been
polo blue
regular.
Was a good staple in the crib, man. I remember that.
Anything that was blue, all the colognes that had blue in them were usually pretty decent, like
because they smell like fresh.
Yeah,
I like the fresh. I like
they're not overbearing,
Well, man, some polo shit could be pretty overbearing.
Well, yeah, but the blue was like it was a nice little. It wasn't like it was strong at first. Obviously, when most cologne is when you first spray it on, but. You had when you caught a whiff of it, you're like, oh yeah,
I forgot I had that on.
Smell fucking good. What's up?
Yeah, that's me, baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hated Axe with a passion. I used to have a friend that wore that shit, and they just sprayed everywhere.
Yep.
Like, dude, get that shit out the fucking air. It's in everything. It's all over my clothes. It's all over my like I smell it in my fucking nostrils all day.
When we were talking about Tom Hardy clothing, it reminded me like when Hove put out that Tom Ford song and nobody really knew who the fuck Tom Ford was, like in the broke world.
You know what? I gotta say he did a lot. Well, yeah, for the brokies.
Yeah, nobody was.
We are brokies.
We weren't up on game. Yeah, I was like, I don't know who Tom Ford is, but this song is catchy though.
It's because we are one of them as well.
Right.
We didn't know who these people were. He probably got all these fucking brands. So now all of us broke people try to get all the money we can to spend money on shit we can't afford.
Yeah.
Just to say we had it.
One bottle of Douce a year,
I've never even had Douce.
No, me neither. Never had Douce, Ace of Spades, or Cristal.
But Douce is not expensive. It's just I don't really want to try Douce.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try it at some point, I'm sure, but
I don't know. I don't drink that heavily anymore anyway.
Well, me neither. But
I mean, listen, when vacation time comes, which is coming soon, goddamn it, I swear to God.
Look at this kid.
If I could detail,
look at what has changed in his life.
If we can get these details going, like
you used to have to like try to pull his arm off.
Yo, if we could
like,
detail,
bitch, bring your ass to this plane.
If we could detail 3 days a week, right during the week, and we didn't have to do a Saturday Sunday detail,
right?
What? Say what? Get two cars in that, man. That's a whole nother podcast for a whole nother day. Anyway,
now I gotta keep watching to make sure the red button's staying on and shit. Fucking
like
thing.
The atomic core ray. Remember in Undercover Brother?
Oh yeah,
that red button.
That's a great movie too.
He's like, clicked on that shit. Hilarious. But since we're just talking about you know what I didn't realize, and I didn't hear it yet, but fucking Benny put some out. Benny the Butcher got some out, and that's like an 8-track or 9-track joint.
I haven't really checked too much into the new music stuff.
It hasn't really been anything new to listen to. I mean, there has, but nothing that I care about.
Yeah.
So I know that it's nothing that you would want to hear anyway. So.
Is there anything that you've been particularly listening to recently?
Not specifically, no. Ever since the Locks Dipset, I've been, I'll go to a Jadakiss or a Styles or a Chic album, or I might even just go to some Locks. But I do dabble in that from time to time just because, now it's in my head and I can't let it out.
I remember the song that I feel like they should have played there, but they didn't. And Lick Shots. It's one of my favorite.
Well,
they had
definitely, but they had so much for.
They do have a lot to go.
Anything that Dipset was going to throw out there, they had like a response for. It's like, for some reason,
I could see how like looking at it, you might think on paper, hey, this might be a good matchup, but like realistically, once you get down to the nitty gritty, it's not really even fair.
It really wasn't, and it should have been played better on the Dipset. Side, but I don't think they
definitely
cared.
have a lot more that they could have dug into instead of what they
cared
used.
as much, and if they did, it didn't show.
Yeah, it was probably just like a party for them, and then Kiss started getting all.
Yeah, Jadakiss was just getting fucking competition, oriented. They were like, listen here. He's like, I'm a competitive. I'm the transmission, baby.
I don't think he played anything from. What was the one that came out after Kiss the Game Goodbye?
The Last Kiss.
No, the Last Kiss was the one that came after
Kiss of Death.
Kiss of Death. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
With Y on it.
There was a few albums he didn't dig into.
Pain and I've been giving.
They didn't get high.
He did play Good Times.
Did he?
I get high.
I don't know that he played that.
Get high.
I don't know. I have to go back and look, I guess. But I don't know. Regardless, we talked a lot about that last week.
Yeah.
So we can't go too far into that, I guess.
Yeah.
What time are we at?
1:25.
Oh, we still got a little time in here.
Yeah, but we got an after party after this.
Well, that's true.
After the show was.
But we have like 10 after parties up and.
I'd be forgetting that we got shirts. We got shirts for sale. If y'all want one.
Oh yeah, that's true. I don't know if we even.
I'm about to just take one home today. Make it feel like we got one less. Like.
Yeah, if you look behind you, they're in a shoe bin now.
Oh, that's all the shirts?
Yeah. Just put them all up in there.
They're just all going to be wrinkled then, huh?
I mean, whatever, you know what I mean? Shit.
So you just didn't give a fuck about that.
Hey, I'm trying to keep the dust off of them, all right?
All right. We should buy those bags to put them in. The clothing bags or plastic joints that you slide them in.
For what? Nobody's even
For
ordered
shipping,
one.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Is there anything important to talk about?
What are you wearing?
Oh, I have this Venom shirt.
Well, we were talking about that too.
Yeah.
That's another thing. That movie looks like it's going to be good. Looks like it's going to be really good.
A lot of them in that Spider-Verse kind of things.
He plays an alternate, like a guy with two parts. There's a movie he did, actually. I watched it on Netflix. He's two people, like two brothers. They're twins, identical twins.
Who's playing
Ed
Venom?
Hardy. Not Tom Hardy.
That's
Tom Hardy. It's Ed Hardy. So you confuse me because now
there's too many Hardys. The Hardy brothers, I only know the ones from WWF.
It's the Hardy Boys.
Oh, the Hardy Boys. Yeah.
Isn't it Christian and Edge?
No.
Are you sure?
You're talking about Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy.
Oh, yeah.
And they had, like, what's that one broad's name with them?
Lita?
Lita?
I think it's Lita.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Anyway, now that we keep diverting from
Swanton bomb.
What you got on your feet?
So I really just wanted to find something that had like a nice little green to match with this, and I had another pair that I considered. However, I decided against them. Anyway, these are the 13.
These are VR.
I forget what the exact name of the colorway is, but a little lime green hints and accents. Okay, I'll reload it. I stole that from that song, by the way.
Well, that's a good thing you should say.
But yeah, I know you guys say that like, hey, go back to like some low tops. The problem is my collection doesn't have a whole lot of low tops in them. The only other shoes I considered wearing today would have been the ones that Sam was trying to get from me. No, the purples, because go with the purple.
I mean, listen, I said if you're gonna wear them, it's also pretty pink, isn't it?
I mean, it's not pink, but it looks. Well, there's purple around his head, and then it's pink in his mouth.
There's purple around his head. Yes, but very small amount. But
Modest,
I told you if you're gonna wear, if you're gonna wear them, I don't care. But if you're not gonna wear them,
Bel Airs might have gone
let me
good
get
with
them
that.
shits. Oh, they definitely would have.
I already did that recently, though. Well, not recently.
Listen, I just want the fucking core purples. So yeah,
I know what you want. Anyways, the best ever anywhere. What you got?
Yeah, I recycled the shirt. It was worn a while back, but I couldn't think of anything to wear, and it was on the back of my door. I was like, I'll take that.
Yeah, I was up here when Sam first came today, and when I first saw him, he was walking away, and so I just saw like a down to your knees white tee type of thing, and I was like, damn, you throwing it back.
Dude, listen, it's not that I'm throwing it back. I'm just
well, I didn't realize that it was this shirt. I thought it was just a white tee.
Oh yeah. Well, it's a nice clean shirt.
I was like, all right, snowman.
Snowman, bitch. I ride 2-seaters. It's a cold world, so I pack 2 heaters.
What? You always at least just throw off one word that just throws off your whole thing.
What'd I say?
We said pack 2 heaters. It's a cold world, so I keep 2 heaters.
Keep, pack,
and I'm straight.
hold, hang, dangling. Listen, whatever they are, they're around me. Anyway,
Okay, and sneaks.
same thing. Game Royals, whatever.
Well, it's not the same thing. You actually haven't wore those in a minute,
No, I have.
Are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure you had the 4s on like 7 times, and then
I guarantee you go back. What I do every time I'm trying to figure out what I want to wear, I look and I'm like, I've wore these. I don't give a fuck. Whatever, man. I don't. I only have so many pairs of shoes. Like I don't know what you want from me.
Well, I mean,
I already gave you my lunch money. What?
As long as you're not wearing the same pair for the 3rd time in a row, you can talk about what you got on.
What did Tyrese say? What more do you want from me?
When did he say that?
Remember when he was crying because everybody was making fun of him because he was on the internet crying?
Oh yeah, I forget.
It's funny that based off
there's so many things that happen.
He's like.
Little fat dog. I'm real proud of him today.
Yeah, he did a good thing.
He's held it down. He's been quiet.
He did a thing.
My sister's on vacation, so she's not here for the last couple of days. And maybe he's like, "Oh, well, I don't have to worry about whether or not she's here, so like I can just sit there quietly." Usually, when we're recording and he's not in here, he's right outside the door anyway. But if he could do this, he could be a staple on the show.
He loves her. And she loves this guy right here. And he loves somebody else. You just can't win. And so it goes until the day you die. This thing we call love is gonna make you cry. I hate you. Remember that shit?
Yes.
Such a good fucking movie,
It
man.
hasn't been long since I watched Wedding Singer. It's been like a week.
Really? You watched it recently?
Yeah. Well, relatively recently.
It's a
Why
pretty
is this
good-
thing so loose?
I don't know. John Lovett, he's losing his mind. And I'm reaping all the benefits.
Yeah, that guy, Lovitz is another legend who
Fucking great
hopefully
name.
he
Lovitz.
is respected that way. Yeah. I know he is between us, but I don't know how many people.
Oh, I'm sure a lot of
regard him
people
the way
like
they
he's
need
the
to.
critic.
It's true. All right. Well, I guess that we will close things here. Save some after potty things. If you ever are curious what we're talking about there,
Come check it out.
I mean,
Check it out.
I would say that, but I'm biased. Whatever. Water. Maybe you should tell them.
Yes.
But in the meantime, that has been episode number 105.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us. If you indeed did join us and get to this point, because
Yeah.
otherwise you're not going to be thanked if you didn't get this far.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, to reiterate, if you have not yet, please hit the subscribe button.
Do that.
Follow all the socials. I usually grab the link and share it to my Facebook, but hey, feel free to do the same. You can do that as well.
Yeah, that would be appreciated. The more eyes, the better.
Yeah. So on behalf of Benny, my brother Osama here, and myself, we appreciate y'all, and we'll catch you on number 106.
Appreciate you. Peace.
Peace.